Everybody, this is Mark from Circle of the Dark Mother. I am going to do today the reading from the Embracing Lilith Myth, part 26, and this will cover the last two chapters. It'll be the finale for this series. Chapter 26. So God, Elohim, created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, Elohim, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Genesis 1:27. In the dream, Samiel was still part of me, and I returned back to my creation. I lay on the ground, and Elohim floated over me. I saw Adam next to me, but he wasn't quite formed, and his soul wasn't alive yet. You are my child, Lilith, and I love you very much. Thank you, Mother. Even though I had just been created, I seemed to know many things. I had innate understanding, which must have been built into my nature. I wasn't a child either, physically, mentally, or spiritually. My dear one, I need to ask a lot of you. It's so much to ask to do, but I know you are strong and capable. What do you want of me, Mother? Yahweh and I have looked into the possibilities of what our creation will become. We do not want mindless automatons. What we wish for are children who can be individuals, experience all possible types of lives, and then return to Yahweh Elohim with conscious decision, becoming who they are in totality. Unfortunately, this is not as easy as it sounds. She paused, gazing at me with only love. I saw Yahweh behind her, where he was lightning and fire. She was light and shadow. Yahweh had participated in our creation. I hadn't known that before, had only remembered Elohim. She continued, I need to ask you something which will be terribly difficult. I need you to be what is needed to push human beings to their potential. They can't reach it just through Yahweh's and my love. They need adversity. I need you to be willing to be adversity. It will be difficult and you will go through immeasurable pain. If you don't want to do this, I understand, but it must be your choice. I will be there with you the entire time, but you won't know it. You will feel completely alone and isolated. I can't even bear the suffering you will have to endure, but without it, humanity is lost. They will never be what they need to be. I stared up at her, seeing my mother's unquestionable love for me. I will do it if it is what needs done. You know what this will mean? She asked me. Yes. You choose your own suffering to save humanity and return all our children to us. Yes, I do. All right, my sweet one. I watched as Elohim took the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil and poured it into my spiritual body. This will give you the power of free will from the moment you awaken in the garden. Then she poured light and shadow from her own body into mine. This will make you my true daughter, a representation of me wherever you go. You will have the ability to create life and to take it. Yahweh moved closer and poured lightning and fire from his own body into mine. He said, This will make you my true son, a representation of me wherever you go. You will have the ability to see into souls and to control them. Elohim filled my vision as she leaned in and whispered to me the secret name of God. You will know when to use the secret name. Remember none of this until the time is right. You will awaken in the garden thinking you are Adam's equal, not knowing you were created first or with a special purpose. You will be his adversary, but also his salvation. Sleep now, and even though you won't remember, we love you with all our heart. The next thing I knew, I was awake in the garden with Adam. We lived together, but I felt so alone. I felt he wanted to dominate me, but I didn't want to be dominated. I wanted to be equals, and so I spoke the secret name of God and left for Nod. In a flash, I remembered everything which had happened in my long existence. Every time I felt alone and chose darkness, I now know Elohim had stayed with me the whole time. Her presence dwelt in me, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil kept me separated from feeling her. The loneliness, the isolation was all false but necessary. I had to become so lonely I would separate myself and Samiel. We were both needed to push humankind to their potential. I finally understood my destiny. I was created for the sole purpose of pushing mankind to be better. Even Samiel had been necessary. He proved vital to man and woman, allowing them to see their darkest desires and want to be better. We, Samiel and I, were the part of every human that felt alone, separated, worthless, and hopeless. This is the true spark which pushes everyone to want to be more to find love, and to make the world a better place. We are exactly what we needed to be. I woke and found Samiel next to me. We both rose and saw Yeshua still with us. Do you understand now? You have always had a purpose, and you have been exactly what Yahweh Elohim created you to be. Samiel stared at me and at Yeshua and said, You mean you forgive me after everything I did to you and Eve? Yeshua smiled and said, Brother, there is nothing to forgive. You are made to be. You didn't really have much choice. You were given rage and loneliness as your only reality. It had to be that way. You and Lilith are exactly what Eve and I needed to become. Mary and Yeshua. Our enlightenment and liberation are because of you. Samiel and I looked at each other in amazement. My hatred for Samiel faltered, and I began to see him as a creation of our circumstances. And finally, I let go of my hatred of myself for creating him out of my desire to have love. Everything washed away, and I saw transformation coming to both him and I. Yeshua raised his hands to both of us and said, Be blessed, my brother and my sister. You are the dark father and the dark mother. It is time for you to come into your own and let the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil become the fruit of the tree of life. Energy flowed from Yeshua and hit. We were both frozen in place and saw our past, our present, and our future all at once. Somehow, all at once, I was Lilith, the lonely and hurt girl, the demoness and angel of death, the avenging angel, and then the dark mother of all who uses her knowledge of pain and separation to help all beings find their. Simultaneously, Samiel realized himself, the emotionless boy, the angry, controlling demon, the devil or accuser, and then the dark father of all who uses his knowledge of pain and longing to help all beings find their true way. We were all these things and more. We had been created to push humankind on their spiritual evolution, and we would continue this service as long as humanity existed. However, we now had a choice in how we presented ourselves. We had all our aspects to draw upon, and we could encounter humans in whatever ways they expected or needed us. Some would come to us as the grasp for answers and unintentionally tap into our energy. Others would eventually come to us willingly as they understood who we are and what we offer. The most clarifying moment came as I realized Adam, Eve, Samiel, and I are all part of the same picture. Men and women alike have all of us inside them. And the key to their futures is balancing and uplifting all of their own shards to become who they are meant to be. I reveled in the chance to help them. Chapter 27, Conclusion. My story is far from over, but I will end my narrative here. It's up to you to decide. Am I a woman, demon, or goddess? Hopefully, after you have read my story, you realize I'm all of these things and much more. I also hope you realize you are also man or woman, devil or demon, and god or goddess. We are actually the same children of God in all our manifestations, with our balances of weakness and strength. We are all destined to return as our highest self. Over the last 2 centuries and somewhat odd years, I've seen many things, great horror and great beauty. It has all shaped humanity and brought this world closer to its purpose. Still much to be done, and I hope you are all willing to take a similar journey yourself so you can help make a better place where all beings have the same chances at life and love. Adam, Eve, Samiel, and my children, Samiel's children, and I are all here with you in many forms and many aspects to encounter you as you need us. We can be severe and aggressive, or we can be calm and loving. You get to choose. Know that if we cause disruption in your life, it's not to punish you, but instead to guide you and show you possibility. Sometimes it takes pain and suffering to generate true awareness. I have to say, in the 20th and 21st centuries, I enjoy having a better reputation than I did in the generations before. I've seen the advent of Lilith fairs, comic book characters, movies, and television shows that embrace me in both my darkness and my beauty. But so far, few truly know who I am because they have not come to experience me personally. I offer you a chance to know me. Call my name, ask for my help on your journey. I can't promise it'll be easy, but I can promise it'll be the ride of your life. With my dark love, Lilith. Thank you for sticking with this, and hopefully you've read it in the book. But also, if you've listened to all of these sections, hopefully you enjoyed the story. Remember, it's a myth and not meant to be taken literally. So enjoy. Thank you.